It's something I wanted to say, something I wish I'd known earlier, is that spiritual exercises that you do that you cannot sustain in your daily life, they are eventually going to be more harmful than helpful in the long run, because they will create a shift of consciousness and then you won't be able to sustain it. I'm talking, Ed, about spiritual exercises which one does and which one hears of and which are recommended online and everything. Like those which shift the consciousness drastically, especially at um, those that don't work on the opening of your heart, but rather work on the creation of a vibration or frequency. For example, at the mantras, the mantra chanting, they can change your frequency, lift your frequency quite drastically. Those which you do intensely. I'm not talking about those which you play in the background in music or whatever, but which you yourself chant and such. Those they are not to be taken for granted. They are very powerful. People don't even know how powerful they are. And what they do is they can actually shift your reality in the short term. And so there's lots of information online about how, if you're going through this problem, say this mantra or do this particular exercise. And they even have various tantric exercises, like even the five nectars one, which I spoke about, where where you worship your body fluids and stuff. These are all very powerful. But if if you cannot sustain them, Ed, in daily life, they can be very dangerous, because they will change your frequency, change your vibration. And then 2 days later, you'll crash back into your previous frequency. Those people who go for workshops and all of that, they go there and then they open all their chakras, so to speak, and they tap into a lot of other people's energy fields. They'll all hold hands in a circle, all of that. And Ed, they do all that stuff, and then they go back home and they crash into their previous frequency. While they were in the group, in the frequency they were then, they were able, Ed, to handle everybody's energies and everything. But as soon as they come back to their home frequency, then that's it. They are just drowned. And Ed, things can get worse than before. Things can get complicated. You can fall in love with somebody when you're in one frequency, and then discover that they are not the one for you as soon as you go back to your home frequency. And this is why I really am so against anyone doing stuff exercises, spiritual exercises, that they're only going to do for like 2 or 3 days or even 7 days. It has to be part of your daily life. If not, it's not a shift of frequency, it's more like an assault on your body. The body, Ed, has to go through that recovery again and again. And I'm telling you from my own personal experience, I've done a lot of that, and it takes a huge toll on the body. And I was blessed in that I've lived a pretty isolated life, and I don't have much exposure to a lot of people and stuff. But if I had, I was going to go through a lot of crap, very difficult situations, because of not, because of having this one frequency one day and another frequency another day. It actually can kind of split you put you into bipolar frequency kind of, you know, shifts of mood, shifts, Ed. It's quite dangerous. Yeah. So if you want to shift your frequency, if you want to break through, one of the best ways to do it is to actually add stuff to your daily life, because that way you can change your frequency in a sustainable way. If you want to manifest a new career option or something, you don't go away from your life and do a spiritual exercise. You stay where you are and you come into, you slowly arise into change your life, because otherwise you'll start off something new and then your frequency will change and you won't be able to sustain that. That's what I'm saying. Do it sustainably.